We're going to get right into how you can use Canva to create a video reel. Now, Instagram Reels, as you can see here in Canva, they have an amazing little blank presentation you can use. Now, Reels is gaining a lot of popularity. It is also these tips that I'm giving you today, you can even use to create a TikTok video. Now, one of the things that I love about Canva is that they give you a bunch of free videos that you can use. Now, it would be great if you could record yourself. You can click here, you can upload, you can add a recording, you can put it right in, you can record yourself right from here if you'd like in the uploads. But for today's presentation, I'm going to show you how you can take a video that Canva already has a free video, and you can see here, all I have to do is click and drag it over. It adjusts the time. This is a 10.8-second video right now. And you can see it's just a woman using her phone, very content or happy, or even you could say she was smug. Now, there's tons of other videos that you can use. And if you scroll down here, you can see a list of them on your left-hand side. Now, my suggestion is that when you're looking here, if you have the free version, which I always use in my demonstrations, because I want you to be aware of something. If you go into I'm just going to go into business here and see all. If you happen to see these pro versions and you want to try to use them, they have this little crown here. And if you move over, you can see. But if you use the pro version, you really don't have, I'm just going to drag this one over. You get this watermark that comes over. You can see this Canva watermark, and that looks extremely unprofessional and something we don't want to look on social media. So here's some of the fun things. Now, if I just play this, I've got the woman with the computer. She puts it down. However, if you notice, this original image that I took was was landscaped. If I hit the crop button, I can also adjust left or right. Obviously, it picked the best for me, but I just want to edge it a little bit more, and I want to see what happens if I edge that just slightly more. Does it give me more of the computer in the beginning? Yes, and it gives me this nice white, or pink in this case, space right here that I can add text to. And to add text, I can just click on my text icon. I can pick any of these fun ones that they're suggesting. I can just add a heading. When you click on it, it puts it in, and you can move it by using these crosshairs. And these buttons on the side, you'll see there's circles and there's rectangles. The circles shrink it down. Font size, the rectangles edge you in so that it keeps the font the way it is, but it arranges it. So I can put something in here, and now I've got this. But if you notice, when I added that, it shows this social media tips. It just says it through the whole thing. Even if I click on this and I choose animate up here, and I decide I want to, I love the typewriter font, so I'm just going to pick typewriter. When I do that, it types it, but it's still like, that's not all I want to say in my video. What you can do is to edit a few things. So say I want to have social media tips there. I can also, now let me just get back to text here. See this little arrow, down pointing arrow here, right? That's where if I slide it, it tells me what seconds I'm in. It also shows you the animation where it ends. So say I want to end it here. And right here, you have to move over. It's kind of interesting. You've got to move over. See these three dots? If I click on them, I can actually split my page. Now, by doing that, now when I go over here, I can take the social media tips. I'm going to delete it. You can see down on the bottom, it deleted it from the rest. So what I'd want to do is to create um, segments. So I'm going to go here at 4:8. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to split my page. And then right about here, I'm going to split my page. So I have some even splits. And in here, I can add different things. I can put in, you know, I can add these fun ones if I want. I can stay consistent with the font I had. I could do something else like, this, they give you these samples to help you. So I'm just going to hit dazzle for a sec and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to move this up here and I'm going to say, I'm going to make that one, be consistent. And, you can change these things. Obviously, I can make it bolder. I could change the font. I can increase, I can increase the font. Um, and then, that has my, you know, tip. And you can do, if you want to make it tip one. Um, these are things that you can do to to do now for your, you know, for your reels, for TikTok, for your other socials. You don't have to do this. Is you know designed in the TikTok format. TikTok. Sorry, this is designed in the reels format, which they prefer. Here, I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to hit Control C on my keyboard. You can, right click and copy as well. Um, now, when I'm here, I'm going to paste it again. And because I want to keep the same place, the same location, so I'm going to be, you know, provide value will be tip number two. And then I'm going to come over here, tip number three, and I'm going to say be authentic. You can take these and do as you will. You can make these now. This is this is something where I would say, change up your colors, add your branding, be, you can, like here, I could pick up this Untitled brand, right? The one thing that I love about photos when that the video doesn't give you is if I have a photo here, it'll actually pick up the colors in the photo. So I can't do that. But here's a trick that you can do. If you click plus, do this, see this little eyedropper? I can click on the eyedropper and I can pick a color that is in the photo. So maybe I want this gray of the shirt or the gray of the iPad, and I can pick that up. And now it adds that color without me having to go search for what that is. The other thing I love is adding effects. I think it adds a pop. You can splice, you can add a shadow. Maybe I want to pop a color there or the pink. And you can tell very slightly there's that color. You can do an echo. So all of these things, the same things you could do in a graphic, you can do here. Now let's play this from the beginning and see how it looks, right? So now you notice, be consistent, right? Provide value. it changes, but did you notice in the beginning with the typewriting versus it just popping up? That makes a difference, right? So I want to make sure that I go in here and I go into my animation and I pick the typewriting because I'm going to use that here. Text animation, typewriter. Now, if if I had done this before I did my copy, how nice that would have been, because then I would not have had to go back and edit all of these individually. So that's a thing you can do. You could also notice like there's this fun it makes it an element where I could tumble it in instead. So let me just show you that difference, and you can see when I go to the beginning of the video, I'm just going to click here at the beginning and hit play again. How, what difference does it make a difference? Do you prefer it this way or do you prefer the tumble coming in? Now, I like the tumble coming in, so I'd have to change things up a bit if, to make it consistent throughout. Now, um, so just go in, click on it, and tumble. And let's see what happens if I did that. It tumbled it right in now, and it tumbles it out, which I love that look, right? I don't particularly care for the style of the text. So again, I'd go in, I'd change the effect of it. Maybe I'd want on this one, maybe I want to change the colors so that it pops a little bit. Pops a little bit more, um, and it adds a little bit of color. Now, of course, some of the colors will be better than others, so you have to decide which one you like the most. And the cool thing is, if I do change all down here, I'm changing it here. If I say change all, it's going to go through and it's going to change any other one that had black text to the pink. So let's go back to the beginning again and let's hit play. And you can see here, this is it, right? How I'm making this video. Now, one of the things that you can also do is if I had uploaded my logo. So let's just say I uploaded my logo here, my little espresso, and I'm going to put it on the mug because I think that would be fun, right? It's going to remove it to the second one. So again, I'd have to go in and copy. I'm just going to copy it since I want to keep the size consistent. And we're going to pop it in like that. So now, as you can see how we're building this video. Now you can add transitions. If I click this little plus button, you can see you can add a transition, which is this sort of play button. And then there's an add a page. So maybe I have B footage. Maybe I have something, like if I click here and I add this like cheesy photo of me with my thumbs up, right? Um, it's going to look weird, but just to give you the feel of what this looks like, I can add a B-roll. So if you're explaining something, you can do that. Now, I don't want that, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to delete that page. And you can see it goes back to normal. So you can add transitions in between if you wanted to, if you had different video, if you had a different look. If I wanted to add at the end, I could do that. So I could click this add. I can go to, go to videos again, and I can add another video if I wanted to that was here. So say I took this, and here's something fun you can do with videos. Now, remember, this was the same woman here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink this down because I don't want this to be too long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it a little bit so that it's, let's say, over here, but I can also increase the size because I don't want this. um, iPad in in it. So I'm increasing it until I don't have it in it. And it's just this kind of, it's still the same kind of look, but let's just see if I play it. And this is how you play with your video. So you can take a video and play with it. You could also um, loop it back. So I'm just going to delete that. But I wanted to show you how you can add something to the end. You could also take something like a template and add, so I'm going to add a template at the end, and the template could be a video or it could be something. Now I'm scrolling here, and as you can see, these templates, there's a lot that are free, right? And you can search for mobile video templates. So, for example, I could have, search for what you want. Like if I search social, media, am I going to find one that's free? And unfortunately, no. And that's pretty standard. But I'm finding this, which is kind of cool. Um, it's not really, the video in the back is not what I want, but I love this design. I could also pick something like this, where there's a photo with a video in the background. You can see there's a lot of things that you can do with your with your video. So I'm just going to pick this one, but of course, I don't want the plane in the background, right? So, but remember that photo that I had uploaded, that cheesy one that I was telling you about? I can add that and, change a couple of things to it, like follow me for more tips. Or I can search for a photo that's just a background. And in the background, it could just be, something simple like that. And then, of course, I would change my colors to match whatever your brand is. Um, and this way, it allows you to do things like, like these, like this, where I can put in here, follow me on social or what have you, or contact us, right? Like saying enjoy, right? It could be follow us. You just say follow us. I'm gonna get rid of that and, just move that up. And then in here, I can put my company or my company, my tag, whatever. And now people can follow you on social. Um, and you can put in things like like an Instagram icon, and make it a little bit more pop it a little bit more. And you can do things similar to this, where you design your, um, you know, uh, your information. So if I wanted to be more specific here, instead of just saying follow us, right? I could, drag this down a little bit, follow us for more. And this way now and of course you adjust and you edit and you know, you play with it, and you could say, "Ugh, you know what? I don't really like that background." You go back into your photos, you find other backgrounds that maybe have that pink undertone that was used. Again, you got to watch out for those pro ones. But something that matches more that those grays and pinks, and you can add that into your profile so it looks a little bit different. So let's just take the well, also you have to watch, now that I've used that pink, it kind of blends in. Remember, you always have your effects where you can add shadows to darken things or to make them pop. You can bold things, to make it stand out a little bit more. Of course, you can always change the color if that still doesn't float your boat. um, and these will allow you to give yourself a little bit more. time. So, and I'm going to shrink the time down because I do want to keep this video a little bit shorter. You can see up here in the upper right, it does give you this 13 second. I want to keep it under 15. So I'm going to pop back to the beginning. I'm going to hit play for my social media tips. Be consistent. As you can see, everything is flying in. That's great. My logo is there, and follow us. And that's it. Well, I hope you found our tips helpful today on how to create a reel on Canva. Remember, with Master It Media, we're here always providing you tips on our Instagram channel as well as go online. So we hope to see you soon. Again, this is Maggie Carey from Master It Media. We hope you've enjoyed today's Master It Monday and hope to see you next Monday at 2 o'clock.